Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today to know more about the School of Law at Xi'an Jiaotong University. And as mentioned by Mr. Ma, today's introduction will consist of three parts. The first part will be an introduction to the School of Law by myself. Then one of our PhD student, Ms. Lin Nang, will share her experience to study at the School of Law. And the third part will be the introduction to the policy of the scholarship at Sheng Zhang University. And for my introduction, I want to cover the following part. The first part will be a brief introduction to the city of Xi'an, where Jiaotong University is located. And the second part will be a brief introduction to Jiaotong University. And the third part will be a detailed introduction to the School of Law. I think as you can find from the video shared by Mr. Ma before the lecture, there's a Xi'an is a very ancient city, and it's also a very good city. And as remarked by one student in the video, if you have never come to Xi'an, you have never come to China. So Xi'an is one of the four ancient capitals. It is also the starting point of the Silk Road. It used to be the capitals of 13 dynasties in ancient China. And in 1981, it was designated by the UNESCO as the World Historic City. It is the best tourist destination in China and an important national education center. Xi'an has the second largest number of universities in China. At the same time, if you study in Xi'an, you have a lot of places. There are a lot of places that deserve you to visit, such as the Terracotta Varus, who is regarded as the ninth miracle all over the world. And meanwhile, the places include the city wall and the White Goose Pagoda, and also various museums and libraries. And Jiaotong University is one of the two oldest universities in China. Its predecessor, Nanyang Public University, was established in 1986. And the Nanyang Public College used to locate in Shanghai, and in 1956, two-thirds of the universities moved to Xi'an and become Xi'an Jiaotong University. So Xi'an Jiaotong University and another Jiaotong University in Shanghai, which is Shanghai Jiaotong University, are originally one university, and they originated from the Nanyang Public College. And Xi'an Jiaotong University is one of the top 9 university in China. It's one with the C9 Alliance University, including Peking University, Tsinghua University, and also Zhejiang University, and some other famous universities in China. And in 2017, when the Chinese President Xi Jinping gave a remark on his reply to 15 professors from Jiaotong University, and he gave a higher appraisal of the efforts of these professors to move from Shanghai to Xi'an to contribute to the development of the northwestern China, because normally the northwestern part of China is less developed than the eastern part of China, including Shanghai. So in 1956, most of the teachers and students moved from Shanghai to Xi'an to build the Xi'an Jiaotong University. And President Xi Jinping has named the relocation by the Jiaotong University professors and teachers is Western relocation spirit, and the Western relocation spirit has been written into numerous party regulations and also some other policies in China. And Xi'an Jiaotong University has 3 campuses, which consist of 1 campus in Xinqing and another one, second one in Yanchang, and the third one, which is also the most recent one, is the Western China Science and Technology Innovation Hub. So I think you can find some beautiful photos of the iHub University site from the video shared by Mr. Ma. And Jiaotong University also commits itself to internationalization. And one feature of that internationalization is the university aliens of Silk Road established by itself in 2017. And till now, more than 150 universities from 37 countries and regions have participated into the Alliance, which is a global educational platform, and it mainly promotes the exchange between universities along the Silk Road economic belt. Now let's move to the part of the School of Xi'an Jiaotong University School of Law. While the Jiaotong University was established in 2008, the legal education of the School of Law can be traced back to the so gentlemen, can you mute yourself? Can you mute yourself? Thank you. Please mute yourself. Thank you very much. And while the School of Law was established in 2008, the legal education in Jiaotong University can be traced back to the period of the Nanyang Public College, and they are very famous professors and scholars that came from Nanyang Public College. For instance, Professor Wang Chonghui, who is the first Chinese judge at the Permanent Court of International Justice, used to teach at Nanyang Public College. And another judge at the Judge Xu Mo is the first Chinese judge at the International Court of Justice. And Judge Xu Mo used to study at the Nanyang Public College. And since its establishment in 2008, Xi'an Jiaotong University, the School of Law, committed to build up a world-leading law school. It was awarded the Outstanding Legal Education Center for Foreign-Related Legal Personal Cultivation and the Outstanding Legal Education Center for Interdisciplinary and Practice Legal Personal Cultivation by the Ministry of Education in 2012. And now the School of Law can award the degrees in the PhD degrees, also the Juris Master degrees, and also the Bachelor degree of Law. And internationalization is one significant feature of the School of Law. It was accredited by the QS as the world-class 5-star law school in 2018. Indeed, this is the first 5-star law school accredited by the QS, and which clearly indicated the internationalization of the School of Law. And at the same time, the discipline of law and legal education ranks among the top 3,000 law schools in QS World Law Rankings, and it ranks the top 14 law schools, one of the top 14 law schools in mainland China. In relation to the studies, the School of Law has taken a leading position in international law, comparative law, intellectual property law, and the national law research of the Belt and Road Initiative. And the school is equipped with the first-class specialized international law library in Asian Pacific area. So from this photo, you can see the School of Law also welcome many famous professors and judges from all over the world. So this photo shows the Judge James Crawford, who unfortunately has passed away last year, visited us in 2017, and also together with the judge Ms. Zhang Yuejiao, who used to be the judge at the WTO appellate body. Currently, the School of Law has the following 6 research centers, which consist of the Silk Road Economic Belt Legal Policy Collaborative Innovation Center. And this center is jointly established by the Shanxi province, the Ministry of Commerce, and Jiaotong University, and it focuses on the study of the Belt and Road legal policy. And we also have the one research center for intellectual property law, and the center to study the Chinese legislation and also the party, the Communist Party disciplines. We also have the International Law Institute, which is the Silk Road International Institute for Silk Road Institute for International and Comparative Law. Actually, the Silk Road Institute is one of the earliest institute named after Silk Road in China. And in addition, we have another 2 institute research centers, which is the center focused on the artificial intelligence and information security law research, and civil and commercial law research center. So these research centers provide a full coverage of all the significant law disciplines in China. The School of Law also has its own English journals. The journals was established by Xi'an Jiaotong University in 2013. It's published by the Oxford University Press. Its publication also got support from the International Academy of Comparative Law, and currently it's one of the ESCI journals. So its aim is to build a world leading platform to exchange ideas of the comparative law, and hopefully it will be indexed to the SSCI list in the future. So here you can find some photos taken of the School of Law. Currently, the School of Law has 2 sites. One is located in the Xinqing part of the university, and the other part is located in the innovation harbor. The innovation harbor provides a very good environment for you to study. For instance, it offers you a single dormitories for your living, for you to sleep. So I see one gentleman raise his hand. So can you please let me know what's your question? Do you have any question? Muhammad Mukata Rajput, can you tell me? Can you let me know what's your question?
Teacher, how I can application to Sheng Zhang Daxue?
Sorry, I didn't get it. I didn't get your voice clearly. So can you repeat it, or you can put your question into the chatting box. Okay. So please put your questions into the chatting box, and I will answer your questions after my introduction. So I will continue my introduction. And the School of Law also has a very good moot court, and it's very similar to the to the court of the Supreme People's Court, and indeed there are many trials. There are many trials and taken by the local courts at the moot court built by the School of Law, and the School of Law also has a very good library, which has a very good collection of the English books, and also we have the collections of the we also have collections of the books in French and other languages. And now I will give you an introduction to the faculties of the School of Law, so you can know more about your future supervisors. And currently, the School of Law has over 60 members of staff, and most of them graduated from the top universities in China and the world. And for instance, the dean graduated from the University of Cambridge. We also have some other professors from the University of Oxford, and also the Peking University, and also the Chinese University of Political Science and Law, and Wuhan University, and Xiamen University. And most of the faculty used to study in foreign universities, such as the University of Cambridge and also the University of New South Wales, to have 1 year experience in the to have 1 year experience to study abroad. The faculties, professors from the law school also have various publications in the top journals and also the top publishers. For instance, we have one book published in the Cambridge University Press in 2020, which discusses the China and the international dispute resolution in the context of the Belt and Road Initiative. And also, we have another book published by Springer discussing the normative readings of the Belt and Road Initiative. And another publication I want to draw your attention is the book written in Russian. It's a co-author book between the dean of the School of Law and another professor from Russia, and it's the first book in Asian to give a full introduction to the commercial law in China. In addition to this monographs and edited books, the professors from the School of Law published widely in leading journals such as the European Journal of International Law, the Chinese Journal of International Law, and also the Chinese Journal of Comparative Law, and the Journal of International Dispute Settlement, and Exit Review, and some other good journals. The publication also has won very high-ranking awards in China. For instance, the research book, the research handbook, edited by the Dean Sheng, has been awarded the first ranking research award by the Ministry of Education in 2020. Indeed, this is the first rank, this is the first award of the first level that have got by the Zhejiang University, not only by the law school, but also by the whole university. And at the same time, the professors from the School of Law also made significant contributions to the legal service, also to the negotiations, to the treaty negotiations in China. For instance, Professor Wenhua Sheng used to be the chief professors to provide the technical support to the negotiations of a bilateral investment treaty between China and the US. And this treaty was regarded as the most significant economic affairs between China and the US in the period of President Obama. And Professor Wenhua Sheng drafted the handbook for the Chinese delegation to refer to during the negotiation, and it had been awarded. It has been given the first level award by the Ministry of Education. At the same time, the professors also proposed to establish a central international commercial legal service for the Belt and Road in 2019, and this proposal has been put into practice by the Ministry of Justice. So these two examples clearly reveal how the professors from the School of Law to provide technical support to the legal development in China. And in relation to the internationalization of the students at the School of Law, since 2015, the School of Law established a full English Juris Master program, which is the Masters of Laws in Chinese and International Business Law. This program is the flagship international graduate program of the School of Law. And in the past 7 years, we have students from all over the world, and most of them are from the Belt and Road Initiative countries, including Russia, Central Asian countries, also Finland, Czech Republic, Australia, and some other universities. So here, this photo show you the discussion between Professor Zhu Feng and the students after the class. And this Juris Master program is a 2-year program. For the first year, the students mainly took part in attended the courses, and also they will conduct the independent research and attend the lectures organized by the School of Law. And in the second year, the students will do will mainly focus on the thesis and to finish the process to get the degree. And here you can see the courses offered by the School of Law, covering the introductions to the most significant disciplines in the Chinese legal system, including the Chinese constitution law, civil procedure law, intellectual property law, also public international law, private international law, international investment law, and the seminars on international and comparative laws. And here you can find, in addition to the courses and the lectures, the School of Law also offers the students a lot of extracurricular activities, such as there are some multi-court competitions organized by the School of Law. Also, the on-site visit to the Xi'an Arbitration Community and also the local court at Xi'an. So this extra curriculum activities will help the student to have a more broad view of the enforcement of law in China. And these are the photos of their thesis defense and also the graduation ceremony organized by the university. And the final part will be a brief introduction to the international exchange programs by the School of Law. The School of Law has a lot of flagship programs in China. For instance, the School of Law has established one pathway program jointly with the University of New South Wales. And according to that program, students from the Sheng University will spend their first 3.5 years in China, in Xi'an, to get a degree of the bachelor degree of law. And then they will go to the Australia to stay in the University of New South Wales to spend another 2.5 years to get a Juris Doctor degree. So this pathway program is a good combination of the common law education and also the civil law education. So after the pathway program, the students are trained to be persons with a full knowledge of both the civil law and common law. And the School of Law also operates the Silk Road Scholar Program with the University of Cambridge. And that program has lasted for 7 years. And according to that program, professors and PhD students can stay at the Lauter Pact Center for International for 1 year to study and to have for 1 year to study to have a good knowledge of international law in the University of Cambridge. And meanwhile, the School of Law maintains a very good relationship with some other universities from Russia, such as the Rudan University, also university from the USA, such as the Washington University in St. Louis, and Caspian University in Central Asian countries. And another flagship program established by the School of Law is the new Silk Road Law School's Alliance, established by the jointly established by the School of Law together with other leading universities in all over the world in 2015. This is the first law school alliance in the context of the Silk Road. And until now, it has 25 members from all over the world, including the Rudan University, Hong Kong University, Singapore National University of Singapore, Helsinki University, and the University of New South Wales, also university from the USA and from Brazil. The School of Law also organized various international conferences, and for instance, the School of Law jointly with the International Center for the Settlement of Investment Disputes to organize one conference to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the exit in Xi'an. At the same time, the School of Law also accommodated visitors from the delegation of visitors from other universities. For instance, the School of Law accommodated the visit from the Supreme Court of Thailand to introduce them the general structure, the legal structure in China, and in some circumstances, the university professors also attended the high-level conference conference abroad. And for instance, the Dean Wen Huasheng used to attend attended one international conference in Egypt on the behalf of the Supreme People's Supreme Court. And these are the general introductions to the Xi'an Jiaotong University and the School of Law. And after my introduction, I think Ms. Lina will share with you some of her experience to study at the School of Law in at Xi'an Jiaotong University. And after that, we will look at the questions you put in the training box, and we will reply to you after the Ms. Lina's share and also the introduction to the scholarship by Mr. Martin. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much to Professor Zhang. Thank you for your very detailed introduction in every aspect of the School of Law. So after Professor Zhang's introduction, I see a lot of you are asking of applications and scholarship policies, and please wait for my third part introduction. I will introduce all the information you need. So for the next part, let's firstly welcome Ms. Lina Agdalia from the School of Law to introduce her life. So Ms. Lina, are you with us?
Now it's my part to introduce my life in CJTU, and as well I'll share with you some tips how to get scholarship and how was my experience for applying in CJTU. Let me introduce myself. My name is Agdalia. I'm a second-year PhD student. I was enrolled in university in 2021, and my supervisor is Professor Wang Peng. So why did I choose to live in Xi'an? Actually, I already live here around 6 years, and I really love the city because I'm fond of history, and Xi'an is the historical and cultural center of China. So if you are interested in history of China, so you should visit the city and you visit so many historical places such as Terracotta Warrior, City Wall, Wild Goose Pagoda, and so on. And here you can see as well lots of ancient building, as the city already counts more than 3,000 years. So it's really unbelievable experience. And I've been also in other cities, and I found Xi'an is really the heart of China. So you can really feel the history here. And another point why I like living in Xi'an is that living conditions is very comfortable here, and the costs are much more lower in comparison with other big cities such as Shanghai or Beijing. So if you get scholarship, your life here will be very comfortable. And also, you don't need to worry about the foods here. You'll find lots of varieties of cuisine, which you will definitely like. And Xi'an is famous for different food streets, and one of the famous streets is Muslim Street. So if you prefer eating halal food, you also will find lots of options here. Why did I choose CJTU? As if you stay in China for your future career, studying in CJTU will be very helpful for you for your future application, or if you want to apply for a working visa in future. So as it has been mentioned by Professor Zhang Shang, CJTU ranks as one of the top universities in China, and ranking is very important as well. For your future career. If you study in a high-ranking university, it will be a huge priority and advantage in your future career. The university is having project 211 and project 985, which is also very important for application for visa, working visa. and it's considered as double first-class university in category A. And another important thing for me is their School of Law, of course. I found that School of Law is very superior School of Law in this university in comparison with other universities. And another important thing that it has a 5-star QS ranking. As regarding to teaching facilities, I also found that there are much more options for students studying law here, and all the teachers speak English very fluently, and they're very experienced and helpful. So if you decide to apply in university, you may face interviews, also interview with your supervisor, interview with school. So you need to define your goals properly. Why do you want to study in this university? Why do you want to choose this major? And what is your interest? As well, if you already finished bachelor degree or master degree, you need to specify what is your goal in obtaining master degree or in obtaining PhD degree. Do you want to get experience to get better jobs, or you want to become a teacher in university? So you also need to think properly what is your future goal. Another important thing is that you need to decide which area you're interested. You want to study law, but what law is specifically you need to define. It can be international law, investment law, criminal law, and so on. So after defining the border, it will be easier for you to find the potential supervisor and write your thesis proposal. Another important thing for application in CJTU School of Law is writing a good research proposal. So research proposal, it also kind of thesis proposal, which includes abstract, research basis, research proposal, and research foundations. You need to clarify your objectives. You need to read lots of literature on the topic you want to do research on, and maybe you need to refer around 50 articles or books. And I would suggest to cite highly qualitative journals such as American Journal of International Law, European Journal of Comparative Law, and so on. For research proposal, you need to clarify purposes, research methods, contributions, and findings, and research foundations, conditions, and also it would be advantage for you if you already have some publications. For their application documents, Mr. Ma will further guide you, and here you can see, like, you need application for Chinese government scholarship, university application, physical examination, non-criminal record, your highest diploma, your transcripts, recommendation letters. Also, if you find a potential supervisor, you may get recommendation letter from your supervisor, study plan, your achievements, and language proficiency. Language proficiency also would be advantage for you in getting scholarship. So you need to prepare well to get IELTS score or TOEFL, or if you're good in Chinese, you may also take HSK exam. And as I know, there are 3 types of scholarship. Mr. Ma further introduced you like Chinese University Scholarship, CU International Student Scholarship, and Belt and Road Scholarship. Here you can see some links how to apply in a university, and this is last year information. So Mr. Ma again will guide you. Here is the websites I used to apply. You can refer how does it look like, and this is my application. So when your admission approved, you will get here your status, so you can see how does it look like. So after preparing all documents and applying in the system, you will have interview which is organized by School of Law. And as I mentioned before, your research proposal would be the most important document for which you need to be introduced. But there are also some other important criteria which you need to pay attention for. So first of all, you need to make a presentation. You need to clarify which area you're interested, how you're going to do research, and your interest in university. So other criteria which will be paid attention on during your interview is also your interest, your motivation. Why do you want to study your major in this university, and what is your future goal? Another criteria which will be paid attention on is your ability to study independently. Maybe you never study abroad, or it's your first experience, so you may be not familiar with different culture, also university structure. So another important feature is ability to adapt. You need to think independently, you need to rely on yourself and work hard. Another ability is ability to work with others, team building. So you may have to communicate with students with different countries, and as well you will have some different projects, so you need to involve in a lot of activities. So you have to find friends from other countries, not only your own country. And another ability, maybe you also have to interact with Chinese students of your supervisor, and supervisor will arrange some activities for you, or maybe you will participate in project research, and maybe you also need to learn a little bit Chinese to communicate on basic level. Another ability is ability to manage time effectively, which is the most difficult part, and lots of students have problem with this, because for your studies, time is so limited. For master degree, it's only 2 years, and you have to complete your courses and tests, everything in 2 years. For PhD as well is a huge pressure, so you need to, from your beginning of your studies, focus on your time management and make it effective. And another one is your interest in university. So you need to show your interest. Why do you want to choose this university? You also can find some more links I want to share with you. If you want to contact your potential supervisor, you can follow this link, and you will find emails and other information of supervisors. So you may contact in advance and can get supervisor's acceptance letter. Another link is the introduction of School of Law. You can find some interesting information you need about our school, and another is admission information, which you can have access to university information and scholarship and so on. I also would like to share my current studies, as I'm already second year student. First year I was having courses which I already completed, and now I'm in the process of writing my dissertation proposal and polishing the papers I started writing last year. In addition, we may have some online lectures, because still there are COVID restrictions. We cannot join much in offline activities. So currently most of the lectures are online. Like recently in December, we had 3 lectures online. And it's like monthly basis. You may have some interesting lectures you want to participate. Another important thing is your communication with your supervisor. Our supervisor arranges weekly meetings. Currently, meetings are also online, and on these meetings, we share our problems or questions we face in our research, and we can get some suggestions from supervisor and other students. As well, supervisor may give us different tasks, like we are reading articles and doing monthly report on the articles we read. Another is that sometimes supervisor may give us some project works with team. So we are working on project, or we are writing a book chapter, so that we can improve our writing abilities. Yes, and for the graduate requirements for PhD students, I may say, because I'm a PhD student, the requirement is need to publish at least 1 paper in authoritative journal. Authoritative journal would be SSCI indexed journal, or 3 academic papers in important journals such as SCI index or EI or IM journals. And the paper should be published before your thesis proposal. As you see, the time is very limited. So I mentioned one more time that it's important to manage your time properly. Also, I would mention some extra activities. You can have some offline activities with your supervisor, like we have sometimes meetings with my supervisor and other students. We discuss our research problems and daily life. Also, international office can organize different activities such as culture exchange, culture bridge. Also, during summer, winter vacations, university can organize some trips for students. Like here we visited mountains, we participated in some competitions, we visited some historical places, and so on. And I also get a chance to participate in an international conference such as Asian Law Institute conference, and I participated in university conference as well, but due to COVID restrictions, these conferences were held online. Hopefully that in future we can also participate in conferences offline. Yeah, that's all for my part. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Agdalia. I think that was a pretty attractive introduction of the student's life in the School of Law. Thanks again. So in the third part, I think regarding all your questions about applications and scholarships, we will finally come to the introduction of what you mostly want to know. So first, I will share my screen. Okay. As Professor Zhang and Ms. Agdalia have already given us a very comprehensive introduction to from the university, from history, the school, and the student life. So I will just cut to the part of how to join us. And first of all is the most concerned part, the scholarships, of course. As you know that we have very different levels of education types, including the Bachelor, Master, and PhD, and we also have a corresponding scholarship system from Bachelor to Master and to PhD. So first of all, in the scholarship part, we will come to the bachelors. The first scholarship we have is the International Freshman Scholarship. As you can see, it is classified into 3 levels. It is judged from the student's performance in the application, including your application documents and your performance in our online interview. The first prize will be exemption from all the tuition fee of the first year. And the second prize is a 50% exemption. And the third prize is 30% exemption. And there is a plus for all the 3 different levels. There is a monthly living allowance from 800 RMB per month to 1,500 per month. That's for bachelor. And here are some major scholarship programs we have for the postgraduate level and non-degree level. First of all is the Chinese government scholarship. That might be the most familiar one to you guys. In XJTU, both master and PhD applicants can apply for this scholarship, and of course the School of Law is included. The scholarship will be an exemption from tuition fee and a free accommodation, and there is a comprehensive medical insurance and a monthly living allowance, which is around 3,000 for master and 3,500 for PhD. That's the Chinese government scholarship. And the next one is the Xi'an Siyuan Scholarship. This one is also for both master and PhD applicants to apply. And it includes an exemption from tuition fee and a monthly living allowance. That is also classified into 3 different levels. And the one on the most right part is the Xi'an Belt and Road Scholarship. That is also for master and PhD. And it is a 10-month monthly scholarship. And then the third one is especially for the Chinese language learners. It's called the International Chinese Language Teachers Scholarship. It's available in XJTU for 1 year, 1 semester, or 4 weeks Chinese language study. And you can see that content of the scholarship is quite similar to the Chinese government scholarship. And I want to emphasize that both CSC Scholarship, XJTU Siyuan Scholarship, and Xi'an Belt and Road Scholarship, all the scholarship for master and PhD are open now. It's already started in November and will end by the end of 2023 February. So you better take your time and hurry up to do the application. As for how to apply, then we will come to some basic requirements. So before you want to apply for XJTU, you have to firstly check yourself if you can fit in our basic eligibilities. So for the bachelor, we have these 4 requirements. The first one is you have to be between 18 to 25 years of age and in good health status. The next one is you have to bear a valid foreign ordinary passport. And since you're applying for bachelor, then we require you to upload your high school or advanced diploma. The last part is for the Chinese language proficiency. You have to be above HSK 4 with a minimum of 60 in all the subskills. The application has also started for bachelors from November 15th to June 30th next year. After we have checked all your application documents, there will be an online review. So please wait for our notice after you finish your online application. And if you are a master or PhD applicants, here are some basic requirements, which is quite similar to bachelor. So the first one is you have to be a non-Chinese citizen with valid passport. The second part is to be in good health. And the age limit for master is to be under 35 years of age. For doctoral program is to be under 40 years of age. And you have to bear a bachelor degree to apply for master and bear a master degree to apply for PhD. The application is also started from this November 1st to the April 15th. And if you want to apply for the CSE scholarship, then you have to upload your application before the end of February 2023. And here are some special attentions for doctoral applicants. We are requiring a certain recommendation or acceptance letter from the supervisors. And you can check the list on our website if you are required or not. And also you can get the professor's information in these 2 links. And besides the bachelor and master and PhD, we are also having a foundation program, which is before the bachelor. It's kind of the gap study between the high school and bachelor for high school graduates to better prepare for the courses in bachelor level. If you're between 17 to 24 years of age and in good health and have a passport and have a high school diploma, then you can apply for either 11 weeks or 18 weeks or 36 weeks of studying foundation part. And here are the application documents that Ms. Agdalia have just introduced to you. It's quite similar as last year's. We will go through all this. First one is the highest diploma, and it's notarized copies. If you are getting your diploma in 2023, then you have to get a certificate showing that you are going to graduate from your current school or university. And next one is the original transcript in your latest study period, which means if you are applying for PhD, then we need your master transcript. And the third one is the certificate of language proficiency. If you're applying for a Chinese taught program, then we need HSK. If you're applying for English taught program, then we need IELTS, TOEFL, or your language proficiency proof from your current university. The next one is photocopy of your passport and a completed original physical examination record for foreigners. And there is a format of this form on our website, which you can download. There is application fee for all the applications. So for the non-scholarship, if you are trying to apply for a self-sponsored study, you have to pay the application fee for 500 RMB. If you want to apply for scholarships, then the application fee is 800 RMB. And there might also be other required documents by us, and we will email or system message you to upload. So here are some notes for you when you during uploading the documents is that you have to scan the documents and upload in the application system. And the incomplete applications will be rejected, which means you have to at least upload all these necessary documents. And all your documents have to be notarized in Chinese or English versions because other languages cannot be recognized here. And here in this slide, we are showing you our online application system. Now, every application we deal with is online in our new application system with these 5 steps for you to complete your application. The first one is to go to our system and create your account. The second step is to fill in your all personal information and your study plan with all the other background information. The third step is to upload the documents I just mentioned in the scanned copy please remember to make your documents clear enough so that we can check. The fourth step is to pay the application fee. Where after checking your documents and we confirm it's complete and is qualified, we will email you to pay the application fee. The fifth step is after the payment, then we will let you know that your application is completed, and there will be further notice of your potential online review. And all the steps and documents will be introduced in this online application guide, which can be downloaded from our school's website. I think that is much more detailed than my introduction, which you can follow step by step to complete your application. So in the final part is our contact information. As you can see, you can reach us through a phone, email, website, and we are also having our official account on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Especially today's, our webinar will be recorded. The whole thing will be uploaded. The video can be checked on YouTube. If you want to replay and get more detailed information, you can go follow us. And you can also scan this code and try to get into our query group to ask questions. So welcome to XJTU. We're really looking forward to more and more outstanding students to join us in 2023, because in the past 3 years, a lot of students have been asking me, when can I actually come to China? And now finally the answer is yes. So as you are able to apply for the visa and come to China in person, we're really looking forward to your applications. Okay, so that's pretty much all my introduction, and we will start to take questions. If you have any question, please type in the chatting room and we will try our best to answer them. And I just saw our colleagues from the School of Law have shared a brochure of their LLM programs. Wow, that's a lot of messages. Yeah, I think you can find it in a PDF brochure in the chatting room. You can download that. I think that is also very helpful and informative. So if you have any question, please go ahead. We will all be here to answer your questions. So first of all, let me check all the
thank you, Mr. Ma. So can I pick up the questions that related to the studies at the School of Law, and then you can answer questions in relation to the scholarship and the admission policy? Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. I think the questions raised by the audience can be divided into the following 3 categories. The first category is question to how to study in Xi'an Jiao Tong University in some other subject, such as the information technology and also library sciences. But I think these questions go beyond my my capacity. But I think the School of International Exchanges and International Studies will organize a series of lectures to introduce you the different and various subjects offered by the university. So you please notice the please pay attention to the notice by the university, by the School of International Education. And the second category is about the studies at the School of Law. And some of you have asked questions in relation to the courses in the English full-time LM degree in the Chinese law and international business law. And basically, the courses taught in this program consist of 2 categories. The first category is the general discipline in the Chinese law, including the constitutional law, also civil law, civil procedure law, administrative law, and the criminal law and criminal procedure law. And these courses will enable you to have a general knowledge of the basic disciplines in China. And the second category consists of public and international law, international trade law, international private law, and also seminars on international law and comparative law. Just notice that one audience raised the question to ask whether there is any courses on the law of the sea. And I see, I want to see that we do not have a separate and a specific course on the law overseas, but the knowledge of the law overseas will be introduced in the courses of public international, because the lecture is majored in the international law overseas. So you can, if you joined in that program, you will study the knowledge of the law of the law overseas. And another question another student asked the admission ratio in the interview. I think Ms. Lina already gave you some tips of the interview organized by the School of Law. And as one of the interviewer, I wanted to share with you some of my observations. And when we interviewed the candidate for the School of Law, there are some basic elements we wanted to know from the candidate. The first one will be the English proficiency. So whether you can communicate fluently, whether you can communicate fluently with the interviewers. And the second element will be the motivation for you to study in the law school. And we will ask how much do you know about the School of Law, and do you have any specific areas you wanted to study. And the third element will be to look at do you have the potential to study in Chinese law and international business law. And these three elements will be the basic element for the School of Law to consider whether to give you the an offer to study at the School of Law. And someone asked, do we have any possibility of distance learning for PhD or master in law? Due to current work, I can't come to China. So looking for such kind of learning way. As mentioned by Mr. Ma, due to COVID-19 and the control and the border control, students admitted by the university cannot go to China. And for students admitted in the LM program, we offer the distance courses. But I think such circumstances will change next year, because China is changing its epidemic policy, and hopefully the China will open up to the world in next year, so you can visit China on site. Another question is, I wanted to do LM in public or international law after study. Can I work in China? I think the answers to this question is it depends, because you know, in China there are many career opportunities for you to study in China. For instance, if you did a good job in your LM study, you can apply for a PhD degree to continue your study in the Chinese universities. And of course, you can also try to find a job in China, but it really depends. I mean, because you know, in some circumstances, it depends on how you target yourself, and how the companies you apply to make their decision. And another question is there any course for LM course in maritime law, as I have experienced in this field? And unfortunately, we do not have a separate course on maritime law, but as I just mentioned, the maritime law will be the will be one part of the public international. So you may find some information from the course of public international. And another question is there any LM degree in international law and foreign affairs study? And currently the LM program offered by the School of Law is mainly focused on the Chinese law and international business law. And we will teach the basic knowledge of foreign affairs, but we do not have that specific degree. And for the admission for the School of Law and the admission of the LM degree, and the School of Law will follow the procedures established by the School of International Education, and just shared by Mr. Ma. So you can refer to his introduction for the further information by how to apply to the School of Law. And I think for the third category of question is related to the English language proficiency, and also I noticed that one question is about is it possible for to apply for the waiver of the application fee. So I think I will pass the floor to Mr. Ma for him to give you a more detailed introduction. So please.
Okay. Yeah, I have seen a few questions regarding the application documents. First of all, as mentioned by Professor Zhang, is the English proficiency certificate. Well, I want to say that it is not compulsory. I mean, you can choose if from TOEFL, IELTS, or English language proficiency, which one you have, you can upload them. It is not necessary for you to upload all the 3 certificates. We're only asking 1 out of 3. Anyone you have that is qualified, you can just upload. That is fine. So as for the application fee, so far it cannot be waived. But I think if you are trying for applications, then after you get the scholarship, then it is quite well, it's quite much and enough to cover your study. Yeah. So far in the application level, you have to pay the fee. Yeah, it is necessary. And I have seen some questions from I mean other schools or other majors. So I just want to emphasize again that our promotional webinar is a serial webinar covering a lot of different schools. And our first session today is the School of Law, and in the following sessions we will invite different schools, including the engineering, management, and different areas. You can follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube to get the latest information. We will post our webinar information on our account, and you can join us again.
Okay, I noticed that there are 2 incoming questions. The first one is about the first one is complete my master degree in civil engineering. So can I apply for law in China? Yes, of course you can apply, because we do not require candidates to have a degree in law before you apply for the master degree of law in China. So, and indeed we also encourage the interdisciplinary studies. So of course you can submit your application. And another one is about whether the Chinese language requirement will apply to students of PhD in law. I think it's better for Lina to answer this question. So Lina, can you give some answers to your to this question?
Excuse me, can you repeat the question?
He mentioned that whether additional 1-year Chinese language requirement will apply to students of PhD in law.
I guess now know this program, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Ma, could you?
Yes, well, actually, it's about the language of this program, because our program of PhD in law is mostly taught in English. then there is no need for the Chinese language requirement or the Chinese language study as long as you give us the qualified English language certificate. Well, the Chinese language learning or the Chinese language requirement is only for the Chinese taught programs. In our program list, there will be classified by the program language in Chinese or in English. Before you apply, you should check the list first. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, as mentioned by Mr. Ma, and you know, the living cost in Xi'an is relatively low in China compared with the stay in some other cities in China, such as Beijing and Shanghai. I think you know, in the for you to study, it will be a good advantage for you to study in Xi'an Jiaotong University in the School of Law, and also some other schools in the Jiaotong University. And we hopefully to see if you are interested in the university, please submit your applications and following the instructions, the detailed instructions given by Mr. Ma. And you are free to send your question to us after the lecture, and we are happy to answer your questions.
Yes, and
thank you very much,
Okay.
Zhang. You mentioned that
Yeah.
the best university and also the law school is best. Thank you.
Oh, Professor Zhang, I have seen a question about still about IELTS. It's a student's IELTS is taken, but it's more than 2 years old, which means it's overdue or invalid. Well, you can still upload this IELTS transcript as a supportive application document, but we suggest you to apply for a language proficiency certificate from your current university, which is valid. This past overdue transcript can be a supportive document. That is helpful, of course, but it's better to give us a valid document.
I see. I see Mr. Abu raised your hand. So if you have any further question, please, you can unmute yourself and let us know, Mr. Abu.
你好，老师，我可以说那个中文，因为我的英语有点不好。
Okay, please, go ahead.
好的。
老师你好，我叫阿布赛德，中文名字阿布。我21岁了，我家住在塔吉克斯坦。如果你知道塔吉克斯坦，那个老师我有一个问题，现在我的材料都是准备了，我都准备了。 但是我不能还不知道怎么报名。如果我现在那个报名了，就是可以吗？
同学你好，我刚才在我的那个 PPT 里面已经分享了我们的网上报名的系统。我会在聊天室里再把我们的网上申请系统的网址再发一遍。你只要登录进这个系统，然后完成网上的报名就可以了，好吧？我现在把链接在聊天室里再发一下。
好，老师，感谢你啊。
Okay, Mr. Ali, I repeated my answer. Yes, you can apply for the master degree in degree in at the School of Law, but for the undergraduate degree, because some of the courses are taught in Chinese, so it may be a bit challenging for you to get the credit for that course. So the preferred option is for you to apply for the master degree at the School of Law. Yes, you can, even if your bachelor degree is not about law. Yes, there's another question from a gentleman. So please.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Ethiopia, Makwan Brand. Yes, I think today your discussion was about law and related fields,
Yes.
but now I'm looking for industrial engineering and engineering management and related fields PhD program.
In the area of engineering, right?
Yeah, engineering, especially industrial engineering, business administration, engineering management, and related fields.
Yes, and actually we do have following webinars for schools of mechanical engineering and materials engineering and power engineering. We have all a detailed schedule, and we're going to post our schedule on our Instagram and Facebook. So please go follow us, and we're going to have the webinar in this month and the next month. So please check the time and join us next time. Okay.
On your Facebook page or in which media?
It's study at XJTU.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I will type in the chatting room again about our account.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and yes, we do have webinar on medicine. Actually, we have arranged a webinar from our affiliated hospital. The doctor will come to join us and introduce the medical education in XJTU. So I will share with you our account. You can follow and get the information. Oh, thanks to my colleague. Yeah, it's our Facebook page.
Okay, thank you so much. So if you have no further questions, so can we stop here today? And thank you so much for your attendance, and also many thanks to Mr. Ma, my colleagues from the School of International Education, and also Ms. Lina, the PhD candidate from the School of Law, and keep in touch, and hopefully to meet you in person in Xi'an next year. Thank you very much.
Yes, thanks, Professor Zhang. It's a very great pleasure to be here today to join you and all the students. I see our colleagues have shared our Facebook and Instagram page, so please go follow us and get the following schedule for different schools, including management. Yes, of course. And have a nice day, and hopefully to see you in the coming 2023 in person in China. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.